TED Talks are not the best thing about TED. The people are the best part. I found myself coming to this surprising realization when I was actually recuperating after going to my first TED conference.
Yes, the talks are amazing.
They're mind-meltingly awesome. They will melt your brain out your nose. They're so amazing. But really the best part is the conversations, the people you meet during breaks, at lunch, during the after parties. I found myself realizing that I was having the most incredible conversations of my life because TED was bringing people together from all over the world, people who are obsessed like me with ideas. It's making caliber conversations happen. You know, at TED or at TEDx, you can brainstorm with a stranger as though you've known them for years. And it's extraordinary. You know, TED and TEDx, they're more than just talks. They're experiences. And TED has created TEDx, and TEDx is now happening at scale all over the world. I think most people don't even realize just how great the scale of TEDx is. It's happened in 160 different countries. There have been over 2,500 cities that have TEDx events, and over 10,000 TEDx's have been held. That is a lot of ideas. And those TEDx's have together cumulatively placed over 50,000 TEDx talks onto YouTube. And again, what most people don't realize is that it's not just talks. It's also performances. Almost every TEDx event has multiple live music performances, much like TED. Except, unlike TED, TEDx performances are happening in hundreds, in thousands of cities, curated locally, all around the world. And there's an astounding amount of them. 10 TEDx events happen every single day somewhere on Earth. And for the past few years, I've been working with a team of TEDx organizers to collect, catalog, to curate, and to share the best live music from TEDx events from all over the world. Now, if you think the ideas that you hear at TED are amazing, just wait until you hear the music. I mean, it's every genre that you could imagine and then some. It's people who have invented their own instruments, people who are inventing their own genres, fusing different styles of music, hybridizing. There are instruments that have never before seen the same song until they come on the TED stage. Now, when we started the TEDx Music Project, the big challenge, the big goal was just to get audio, get music out there for the world to explore. So first, we had a few talks. Pretty soon, we had a few dozen performances. After a couple years, we had a few hundred. And then the challenge evolved. It wasn't enough to just put the music online. Now we needed to figure out how to help people discover and navigate it. This is a challenge because if you think about it, the internet these days is based on lists. Think about it. Search results, your inbox, social media streams, the TEDx Music Project. Pretty much how we interact with the web is a list. Think of the last time that you read through a list that had over 50 items in it. You probably can't because lists suck. And 50 items is a long list. And the TEDx Music Project is not 50 items. It's 550 amazing songs of great diversity. So we drew inspiration from systems ecology and data visualization. So this is a map of the entire TEDx music catalog. Now, this is made possible thanks to a pretty impressive technology stack. We analyzed the audio, so the actual music of the music performances, with a music intelligence engine called the Echo Nest. The Echo Nest began at MIT Media Lab, and now it's a part of Spotify. The Echo Nest gives us data about music. That data we can then use to structure and create a network map of the entire catalog using some clever software called Mapper, aided by the brilliant brain of TED Fellow Eric Berlow. So, let us explore a world of music.
You're seeing a lot of little dots, and they're color-coded, and they seem to be clustered together. Each of those dots is one performance. It's one song. When we ran the audio through the Echo Nest, it gave us things back like tempo, beats per minute, rhythmic variability.
There are hundreds of different attributes that you can get back. And then you can combine the raw data of the music project into higher level, more abstract concepts like the musical mood, the energy of a song, the danceability. We then use community detection algorithms to cluster the songs based on how musically similar they are. Now, no human could do this in the same way that a machine can. So these different communities, each of these different artists and each of these different dots, these are songs that are similar to each other. And you can see some of them are very tightly knit, others are, these little nodes that are completely separated from the larger music map. It affords us kind of an ecosystem view of the emerging complexity of a global music
catalog.
Now that we have all this data, we can visualize it in a number of different ways.
So here on the vertical axis, we have danceability, and on the horizontal axis, we have tempo, which is beats per minute.
And the nodes are sized. Each node is a song. The dots are sized based on the energy of the song. So say if you wanted to find the songs that were, upbeat and really danceable, really high energy, like the electronic stuff, those will be found in the upper right-hand corner.
And on the left-hand corner, those are the songs that are still danceable, but that have a lower energy.
So say whether you were looking for waltz or like electronic music, a visualization like this is quite helpful. And we can also relay them out. So this one on the vertical axis, you're seeing valence, which is the positivity of a song. And on the bottom, you're actually seeing the energy. And in this visualization, the size of each song is showing you how many other songs in the entire catalog there are that are similar to it. So this reveals that there are a lot of slower, more somber songs in the catalog. But then on the flip side, if you go into the upper right-hand corner, those are the happy, fast, upbeat songs. That's like dubstep, loop station guys, and people who are doing electronic dance music. This is kind of one of many ways that we can actually visualize the entire catalog. Here, you're seeing instrumentalness on a vertical axis and acousticness on the horizontal axis. You can see that the catalog is clearly split into two different communities, and that most of the nodes are on the right-hand side. It's TEDx, and there tends to be a lot of acoustic music at TEDx. So now that we've seen kind of a whirlwind overview, these are only a few of the many ways that you could explore it, we have a better perspective on the global ecosystem of music, and we can actually dive in, select a node. We're going to click on this one node, that's Jason O. It's going to sound like a band, but it's just one person, Jason O at TEDx Penn State. And you can actually stream it live from within the visualization. And not just stream the music, you can also explore any of the metadata. So you can see where any song fits within a global ecosystem of music. You can select any range from any of the different metrics that we got back from the Echo Nest. And you can see which songs within the catalog correspond to that given range. You can zoom in, click on any node, see the neighboring songs. It also facilitates kind of storytelling within the catalog. So you can start with Jason O, and then you can click over to Unknown Lyric in this red catalog, which is kind of like acoustic and rock. Then you can move all the way over and go on a journey from one song to the next. And before you know it, you've gone from Penn State University to Salzburg. You can also explore the nodes that are kind of transcending different communities. This means they have something similar, but something unique about them. Now this is a whole new way to explore a new world of music. And the greatest thing is that you're in control of where you're going. One of the biggest challenges in music is discovery. How do you search for a genre that you don't know exists? You don't. You discover it. You go into a network visualization of the most innovative musicians from TEDx events all over the world, and you go explore. You catalyze your own curiosity. It's not hard to imagine that playlists in the future will look a lot more like this than our current modern-day lists. Now, the TEDx Music Project has been in development for several years, and I get contacted quite frequently, actually, people asking me, what's your background? What did you study in order to start the TEDx Music Project? Well, actually, I have no formal music background. I'm barely even a musician. I can play a little ukulele, that's about it. The TEDx Music Project is a side project. My main job is running a neuroscience project that recently spun out of MIT. I spend my nights and my weekends working on this. I work with a team of TEDx organizers and TEDx fans who collaboratively work to bring this project to life. And the TEDx Music Project is representative of an interesting realm of human endeavor as a whole, and that's side projects. Now, I define side projects as something that you do for free in your spare time, building a project, bringing something into existence. Some people would also expand the definition to say, a project that you build at work that is not a part of your formal job description. Regardless, there's something very interesting and fascinating and invigorating about side projects, and that's that they're driven by passion. They're driven by you doing something that you really want to do. And there's something also extraordinary about them, which is that you don't really need a formal background to do them. In many cases, it's better if you don't have any experience in the realm of your side project, because then you're going to approach it from a totally new perspective. Now, there are a surprising number of products, projects, and companies that began as side projects, things like Gmail and Post-it notes. For example, let us go back in time, not too far, just to 2008. We're now in Paris. Ooh la la, we're at a conference. There's two guys sitting around drinking wine. They're talking, drinking, contemplating. They're discussing and brainstorming a challenge that they face in their local community. The conference ends, but their conversation continues. They decide that they're going to build an app. They work on it for a year. And after a year goes by, they raise a round of funding of $1.25 million. That's not bad for, a conversation that started over drinks. But 6 years later, Uber is worth over $40 billion. Now, clearly it's not about money. Side projects are about building. They're about working and collaborating with other people to bring something that you wish existed into existence. Now, whether it's Uber or the TEDx Music Project or TEDx as a whole, which kind of began as a side project within TED, we've never been in a better place to catalyze the conversations that are allowing us to kind of take our ideas and turn them into action. If TED is more than just TED Talks, and the talks are really just reasons for us to connect and to brainstorm, then it's a phenomenon if you think about TEDx's and TED-like events happening in basically every major city on Earth. Now, I'm not saying that every conversation is going to change your perspective for the future, but wouldn't it be awesome if more did? And to me, that's what ideas worth spreading are all about. And a truly great idea worth spreading is so wonderful, it's so magical, because it doesn't remain an idea. It grows into something more. Thank you.